Have you ever noticed why some people literally immediately download a dating app the second a relationship ends, while others just completely isolate for months, retreating entirely from the world? I mean, we've all seen it, right? One friend is out partying the very next night, and another is meticulously analyzing every single text message from the past 2 years. So is it just personality, or is there actually something written a little deeper in the stars? Well, in today's explainer, we're diving into exactly how every single sign copes with the end of love. We're drawing our insights from Zodiac reads to uncover the complete post-breakup playbook for the entire Zodiac. Because as Zodiac reads perfectly puts it, heartbreak hits differently for every Zodiac sign. Our coping mechanisms, whether they're super dramatic, ultra-logical, completely avoidant, or just deeply emotional, are actually heavily tied to our astrological nature. It's not just about the loss of the relationship itself. It's really about how our core element dictates our survival mode. Okay, so let's quickly look at our roadmap for today. 1. The Heartbreak horoscope. 2. Fire signs, pride and impulses. 3. Earth signs, logic and melancholy. 4. Air signs, socializing and avoidance. 5. Water signs, deep emotional processing. And finally, 6. Healing with Zodiac reads. Let's jump right into part 1, the Heartbreak horoscope. Moving right along to section 2, fire signs, pride and impulses. It is honestly fascinating to look at the sheer contrast between how an Aries wants to be perceived versus what they're actually doing. So, Aries usually wants to be the one initiating the breakup. If they are dumped, they feel deeply insulted and irritated. On the outside, they try to move on way faster than their ex, maybe grabbing a rebound right away. But secretly, they're keeping track of everything their ex is up to. They might stalk them on social media or even coordinate these planned accidents just to magically run into them. They embrace change easily, for sure, but their underlying motto during heartbreak is absolutely act now, regret later. Now, looking at the other fire signs, we see some highly specific recovery tactics. When a Leo's pride gets hurt, they'll pretend to be totally casual about it. They'll celebrate taking their friends on these massive, dramatic shopping sprees. But behind closed doors, with their absolute closest circle, they are a theatrical, dramatic mess, emoting their pain with massive reactions. They might even fall into an on and off cycle until they're truly over it. Sagittarius, on the flip side, just refuses to dwell. Life's too short for them. Their ultimate remedy? The solo detox vacation. They embrace the change, pack their bags, and take off to rediscover themselves. Though honestly, they might hurl a pretty harsh insult at the ex on impulse right before they go. Section 3. Earth signs, logic and melancholy. So Virgos are classic overthinkers, and their breakup process is incredibly meticulous. Step 1. They actually try to sit down with their partner to discuss everything and make sure there are no ill feelings, even if the ex has absolutely zero interest in chatting. Step 2 involves a complete roller coaster ride through logic, pain, love, and emotions. And finally, step 3, which is the ultimate Virgo move, they reevaluate everything. And I mean everything. Their behavior, their life choices, the do's and don'ts of the relationship, right down to their attire. It is literally a full-scale audit of their life. Taurus and Capricorn also rely heavily on logic, but in totally different ways. For a Taurus, which is a very committed sign, their mind simply cannot accept the shift of losing a potential forever lover. They absolutely need logical answers as to exactly what went wrong. Until they figure that out, they might just lay around giving love is meaningless speeches. But once they find that practical resolution, they pivot, develop new hobbies, and move on. Now, contrast that with Capricorn, who faces breakups hyper-realistically. If it doesn't work, it just can't be forced. But they view heartbreak as a deep personal failure, especially if they invested heavily. Because they have a really tough time asking for help, they just bottle those melancholic feelings up, appearing completely cold to the world while healing slowly but surely on the inside. Section 4. Air signs, socializing and avoidance. The stark difference for a Gemini is all about the mask they wear. Gemini really doesn't dread change, so on the outside they are busy. They're hanging out, they're hooking up, and they're telling everyone how this breakup was the best decision ever, complete with hilarious stories about their ex. But their inner reality tells a very different story. Internally, they trap themselves in this endless loop of unanswerable questions. They hide from the world emotionally, pretending to heal while bottling everything up in a massive hurry to just move on. The crucial point here with Libra is understanding their intense need to maintain a facade. Libras are total suckers for peace. When they're dumped, they might vow never to see the person again, or they'll swing the completely opposite way and insist on staying friends with no bad blood whatsoever. Outwardly, they act completely unaffected, maybe making extreme changes to their aesthetic and loudly claiming a love is for losers. But beneath that peace-loving exterior, the reality is they're crying, blasting sad breakup playlists, aggressively eating ice cream in isolation, and heavily indulging in self-care. Aquarius basically takes avoidance to a whole new, highly productive level. Aquarius is famously not in sync with their emotions, so they view breakups purely from an intellectual perspective. To avoid acknowledging an ache they just can't quite understand, they lean into these intense distractions, going on trips, throwing themselves into charitable works, exploring creative expression, or simply overworking. They might become nervous or rebellious, but it's all a profound defense mechanism against the self-doubt and insecurities that the breakup suddenly sparked. Section 5. Water signs, deep emotional processing. So Cancer is a sign that embraces feelings as they come, but when they're heartbroken, they immediately try to get protective. Outwardly, they put on a brave face. They'll badmouth their ex, telling everyone they'll be on high alert next time, or that there won't even be a next time. But behind closed doors, they are hurting badly. They miss their ex immensely and struggle deeply with the broken trust. They'll spend hours crying and complaining to their best friend, having a very hard time trusting people's words and actions moving forward. Scorpio's reaction is intensely private. Scorpio has a really hard time letting go of the control and the love they feel. To the outside world, they might appear cold and almost entirely unaffected, but inside they're intensely introspecting, wondering if they somehow push their partner away. They can get kind of dark or obsessive, torn between wanting company and wanting total isolation. But here is the key takeaway. They will never regret the relationship or the breakup. They refuse to outcry over something that can't be changed, and frankly, they'd rather just focus on revenge. Pisces rounds out our water signs. As highly intuitive lovers, they often sense the breakup coming early and start drifting to kind of avoid the crisis. Because they involve themselves so deeply, facing reality is incredibly hard for them. They rely heavily on caring friends to get through it. To heal, they might turn to creative venting, get a new pet, unfortunately develop an addiction to numb the pain, or simply stare into the abyss. It's an extreme range for a deeply sensitive sign. Finally, Section 6, Healing with Zodiac Reads. The biggest takeaway from all of this? Whether you're an overthinker auditing your entire wardrobe like a Virgo, a denier booking a solo trip like a Sagittarius, or a rebounder checking up on your ex like an Aries, your reaction is valid. It's completely natural. It is literally written in the stars. Recognizing these patterns is just the first step to processing the pain and eventually moving forward. If you found yourself nodding along today, make sure to follow Zodiac Reads to explore the hidden sides of your astrological profile. They have fantastic resources on compatibility, numerology, and the intricate flaws and strengths of every single sign. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. Now that you know exactly how the stars influence your heartache, which part of your sign's breakup playbook are you going to rewrite next?